Hey guys, welcome to my channel, English with Terry. In today's video, I want to share with you one of my little polyglot secrets that if you don't know, I can speak French, Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian, and I have spent many years learning languages. And this is what I call the IRR fluency technique. It's a very simple, very easy to understand technique that I developed naturally. I did not learn this from somewhere else, but it was just something that I naturally started to do, and I really wanted to make a video and show you how it works so that how you can use the IRR fluency technique to better your English. All right, let's go. So IRR means isolate, repeat, reformulate. And this is a very simple step-by-step process that I want to show you now. But one of the most important things about improving your English quickly or improving any language are these two questions. And we English teachers receive these questions a lot about what should I listen to? What should I read in English? Or even just what do I need to do to improve quickly? Now, one big part of my philosophy is about language learning is you need to have fun. You need to enjoy the process of learning. And that means basically you can take English and your hobbies, interests, and passions. That's very important that you take things that you like, love, and are interested in and combine them with English as part of your learning process. Now, in my case, I like MMA, mixed martial arts. I'm not a violent person. I just like the sport. I just like the competition. But it's an example that I want to show you in this video of how I learn different languages. So two languages that I'm working on at the moment are French and Dutch. Now my French level is okay. Je parle très bien le français. Je peux me communiquer parfaitement. Usually, can usually communicate there. And my Dutch is very low. Ik vind het leuk. Ik leren Nederlands spreken. Ik vind het leuk Nederlands leren. Daar ik kan het niet heel goed spreken. So I love speaking Dutch. I love learning Dutch, but my level is very low. But that's just the two languages I want to use as examples in this of how my fluency method works. So again, now I have French where I have a good level and I have Dutch where I have a low level. But I combine my hobbies, interests, and passions with the languages. That's really important. So in this case, I'm interested in MMA, so I go find videos about fighters. On one side is Georges St. Pierre, he's French-Canadian, his native language is French, and the other fighter is Alistair Overeem, who is Dutch, who speaks Dutch. Why is this important? Why am I watching something that I like and I'm interested in? Because I want to understand. Now maybe that is stupid idea. Well, of course you want to understand. But if you compare this to if you are just watching a documentary about politics or the news or something that you think you must watch but does not really interest you, the difference is the feeling inside. Do I really want to understand? And in the case of videos in French and Dutch about the two fighters, yes, I am interested. That is the most fundamental point. That is one of the most important things when learning a language. Are you having fun? Because if we think about all of the things you can do to learn a language, one is educational materials, which are textbooks, grammar books, online courses, etc. This video is educational. I am making this video to help you learn English. But the other idea is real life video, or what I call authentic materials. Videos or movies or TV series that were not created for education, but just for entertainment. And one of the problems is with educational materials learning a language, it's not always interesting. In fact, one of the problems is a grammar book is usually pretty boring. In fact, I tried to read a grammar book for a different language 2 weeks ago, and it was 30 seconds before I was so bored, I just closed the book. And the other problem with authentic materials is sometimes they are too hard to understand. And this is what the IRR technique is really about. It's about using authentic materials in a way that's possible for you to learn. Now, again, what's important is we need balance. If your study routine is 100% educational materials, grammar exercises, verb charts, and that is the only contact you have with English, it's a little boring. So we need to play and have fun more, okay? So one big task for you now is just find a video to train your listening. What are your interests and who are your favorite singers, actors, or personalities? That's one first concept. Find a video and leave the link in the comments or describe the video if you want, but find something that interests you, that's connected to your hobbies, passions, and interests. So let me be clear. I want you to find a video to train your listening in English. One, it must be interesting for you. It must directly be connected to your hobbies, your passions. Now, we want a short video, not 1 hour, 30 minutes, right? We want a video that is maybe 1 or 2 minutes, or if you prefer, you can find a long video, but only focus on 90 seconds to 120 seconds of the video. So one of the videos, Georges St. Pierre, the full interview is 45 minutes. I only watched 2 minutes, and I will show you now. You watch one time, check which parts you don't understand, which you understand and don't understand, but you check to see how it is and if you understand a lot. And you can start to see which parts you don't understand. But what we want to do is isolate phrases. From both interviews, 2 videos that I found, I'm going to show you how I took 1 or 2 phrases that was really important and then repeat and imitate the person. When possible, read and listen at the same time. Today's technology is wonderful. For example, Netflix and YouTube have automatic subtitles and captions, and it's really easy and highly recommended to read and listen at the same time, if possible. So, on se retrouve pour la 2e fois. This was the first phrase from the interview. And it was a little bit new to me, that exact way to say, on se retrouve pour la 2e fois. We meet again for the second time. When learning this phrase, one of the important things is to repeat it alone slowly. On se retrouve pour la 2e fois. 2e fois, okay? Now, another phrase that I really liked and was really interesting was C'était la parfaite occasion pour moi de venir ici pour promouvoir mon livre. The translation is, it was the perfect opportunity for me to come here to promote my book. And this is what the interview is about. Georges St. Pierre is in France promoting a new book, okay? But this phrase here, C'était la parfaite occasion pour moi de venir ici pour promouvoir mon livre. In fact, actually, I have the slides here, but I was able to read that phrase, say the phrase, not reading. And this is how I did it. When you have a phrase like this, C'était la parfaite occasion pour moi de da-da-da, right, the phrase, repeat the phrase 10 times. Slowly, right? So, for example, C'était la parfaite occasion pour moi de venir ici pour promouvoir mon livre. Now, the first time that I tried to pronounce this phrase, the word promouvoir was difficult. It was like, it was really hard. So I took that one word, promouvoir. It's an understanding that you need to repeat. I love 10 times. 10 times works really well. If I just start slowly, c'était la parfaite occasion pour moi de venir ici, right? Now, the next idea is after you repeat, or well, basically you isolate, you find 1 or 2 phrases you like, you repeat, and the next step is to reformulate. So what I want to do now is take this basic phrase in French and reformulate so that it's true for me, or I can use it in a different way. For example, I can say it was the original phrase was, it was the perfect opportunity for me to come here to promote my book, right? And at the time, like for example, I am renting an apartment in my hometown. And maintenant, c'est la parfaite occasion pour moi pour faire plus de vidéos et promouvoir mon canal de YouTube. So I took the basic structure of it was the perfect opportunity. where now I talk about my life, where now I'm living in an apartment on my own and I have space. Et c'est la parfaite occasion pour moi de promouvoir mon canal de YouTube et créer plus de vidéos. And it's taking that structure and reformulating a little bit to change it so that it's true about me. That is the essential part, where the complete interview duration is 45 minutes. I watched only 2 minutes total. Isolate one phrase, repeat slowly alone, and then reformulate, where you can take the same structure and make it real, make it true to you. And now I feel confident, if I want to say it there, ça serait la parfaite occasion pour moi de faire quelque chose, right? But it's just taking that structure and reformulating. This is what I have been doing naturally for years. It's learning to reformulate little phrases. And I think it's one of the best ways you can do it. Now, what's important to talk about is if you are watching your video or the video you found, it's not important to understand 100% perfectly. Now, I have a relatively high level of French and I can really understand a lot. But still, my objective is to understand 80%, because I don't get stressed if I don't understand exactly every single word. But the reality is, in normal communication, if you can understand 80%, it's usually enough. Now, in contrast, I have a very, very low level of Dutch. My Dutch is very basic. But I found an interview with Alistair Overeem. The interview is fast, it's difficult to understand, there's a lot of vocabulary I don't get, but I found some phrases. Now, again, the most important thing is I want to understand. I was really interested. I was watching the video. It was an interview after one of his big fights and he was really celebrating, and it was really curious and really interesting. That's the most important thing. Are you having fun? Are you watching things that interest you directly? Now, my objective is to find small, easy to understand phrases. I don't get frustrated if I can't understand everything or I can't understand 50 or 90%. It's okay. It's still just isolate, repeat, and reformulate. So I focus on small parts of materials. Of the total interview, which was 9 minutes, I think, my focus is on 2 to 5%. Oh, like 2%, just a little bit. I just want to focus just a little bit. And I was able to find some nice basic phrases. For example, and that is good news for me. I remember I found this one basic phrase. And that is good news for me. And that is good news for me. Now, in this case, I can start to understand. And that is good news for me. That I can start to reformulate, right? So the first step is isolate. I found one phrase, and that is good news for me. I repeat, and that is good news for me. Very slowly, repeating 10 times, and then reformulate. Because if I can say it in the positive, the affirmative, that is good news for me, then I can say it in for you, that is good news for jou. Or dat is niet good news for jou. That is good news for jou. That is niet good news for me, right? So that is good news for you, but not good news for me. I mean, suddenly I took one little phrase and now I created 3 or 4 different phrases in Dutch based on just one little phrase. Does that make sense? Another phrase I really liked was en voor de rest. En voor de rest. Now, I have a little advantage learning Dutch because Dutch and English are similar, so it's a little bit easier. But it's an example of, this phrase here, un voor de rest, or de rest is voor jou, de rest is voor mij. De rest is niet voor jou, this is voor mij, right? Where I'm learning to reformulate, create the phrase into negative, or I could put it into a sentence. Is that good news for ye? Right? Asking a question. Is that good news for you? But this is what I do. And this is how I do it. So let's come back to your little fluency mission. You need to find a video to train your listening. First question is, what are your interests? sport, music, art, fashion, makeup, travel, doesn't matter. If it's interesting to you, you can find a video about it in English online, I guarantee it. Then you can look at your favorite people. Who are your favorite actors, singers, personalities, etc. You need to find a video to train your listening, find something interesting for you, find a short video that is only 1 minute or 90 seconds or 2 minutes, or find a long video and focus only on a small part of it. Watch one time, check which parts you understand and don't understand, and then isolate phrases. Find a small phrase or small moment that you like, isolate, find the phrase, repeat 10 times slow alone, and reformulate. The best way to reformulate is to take the phrase and make it true about you. Say something about yourself. With the example of the French phrase of it's the perfect opportunity for me to make more YouTube videos. C'est la parfaite occasion pour moi de créer plus de vidéos de YouTube, right? Where that is true. I can use that in a conversation now. So that is my IRR fluency method. That is a little technique I have been using for years that I like to think I have demonstrated a little bit for you guys of what I do. This is not theory for me. It's not some idea. I live this, okay? Isolate, repeat, reformulate, okay? Now it's your turn. Go find a video and comment the link below or tell me about the video. Tell me what video you found, all right? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really liked it. I really want your fluency success. Remember, it's consistency and finding small phrases, isolating, repeating, reformulating. Thank you so much for watching. If you can take a moment to click like and subscribe, that would be really amazing. I will be eternally grateful. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys in the next video.